Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Wander Garage. I've been a little absent. I haven't posted anything like in a week or so. I've been a little bit sick, but I have the day off today and I'm feeling a little better. I've been putting some work on the Integra. I haven't painted yet, but I aligned the trunk as best as possible. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'll have an update on that as soon as I can get to it. But today I'm gonna take care of the EP a little bit. It needs an oil change, and I want to address some problems I've been having like for almost a year now. Excuse me. But it's been progressively getting worse. In terms of drivability, it has a really rough idle. I thought it was a vacuum leak. I searched the whole engine bay and I couldn't really find anything. I cleaned the engine bay completely. But as of recent, the last couple of months, I've been smelling, like on long trips especially, some fumes on the driver's side, which can only be from either the gas tank or the evap canister that's in the trunk, the charcoal canister that's inside, not in the trunk, but in the right, very close to where the fuel tank is at. So I bought actually a P1457, which is the purge valve. Usually people change it when it goes out, but I think for some reason the tubes down there are leaking. They're venting because you smell all the blow by, you smell everything. You have raw fuel, and the tank doesn't pressurize either. After long drives, when I'm gonna pump gas and I'm on empty, there's no pressure. There's no pressure in the tank. So I'm gonna address that today. Okay, so this is the kit I picked up from Honda. It brings everything you need to replace the evap purge valve connected to the charcoal canister. In my case, I'm not changing it because it went bad, just because it has the vent back there and it brings all the hoses. It's one kit, it brings everything. And usually these things go bad and you get that P1457. But in my case, since I have a vacuum leak, I keep getting misfires in the cylinder, and what else is the other one that I got? And I get lean bank 1. There's more air than there's supposed to be in the system. So there's a vacuum somewhere. It has to be back there. I'm really hoping this fixes the problem. And I suppose so, because I'm getting that raw fuel smell in the back. But let's see what's inside. Alright, so this is the purge valve. And this kit is like, I believe the part number is usable for a bunch of different Hondas, like even Odysseys and all the Civics. I think the Integra, the RSX, that's the same deal. You see it comes with all the tubing. I think that one of these tubes is messed up. I looked down there, but you can't really tell with all the, the dirt and grime. I can't really assert. But yeah, a little T. Hopefully this solves the problem. So let's get started. Alright, so I got the EP jacked up. I started draining the oil. Let's go to the back of the car and see what we're dealing with. Let's see what we got. Ready. So this one will be working right here, and I believe I got to bring down the whole charcoal canister down so I can get to it. Something here is definitely venting. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take apart the seat. There's a hose that goes up there, right there. It goes on top of the tank. So yeah, I'm gonna start taking apart some stuff. Looks like I'll need like some number 12s and number 10. I have a feeling I'm chasing a ghost right now. I really don't see anything damaged down here, but hey, not until we try. Might be something else in there. We'll find it. So yeah, looks like this. Lights off of here. Of course, these clips are stubborn. Anybody else up there, Chad? Oh, got a hose up here. Two hoses up here. change the hose up here, the one that goes up to the tank up here. That one. See that one right there. Yeah, to get the clamp off, to get it off is really easy, but take it out, to put it back in is a mission. And since I don't have my needle nose pliers, a long one, I looked for like about an hour. I can't find it anywhere. It's easier just to take this off, and it makes all sorts of room. I can get this and clamp it down correctly. Well, I hope I can. Let me see. No, I still can't. Sort of. No, yet. Yeah, I think I have an angle now, and it's in. Bam. It's in. All right. Make sure to clip it in good. Bam. It's on there. Alright. Now let me see if I can figure out how these go teed off. So yeah, from that white cap comes this hose down. Comes this hose, and it brings a third hose, but I just cut it. I just cut it. I mean, it's the same type of hose. It's just a little longer, and it originally went straight down. It went straight into the canister up here, into this sensor up here, and now it's teed off. I'm gonna put the bulletin on the video so you can easily depict it, so it's easier to see. All I'm missing is this tube right here, and hopefully this kind of fixes my problem. Fingers crossed. And I gotta put oil in the car. Okay, so after some serious brainstorming and searching through Google, I was able to find a Honda bulletin on this, because this little hose is not existent with the old vent. So you have to pretty much, there's a hose back here. Let's see if I can get this. Alright. Nope. I can't see it. Yeah, there you go. See that white little cap right there? Oh my god, this thing just doesn't focus good. Still, but yeah. All right, so I put the oil in the car and I drove it around after I did the change with the evap, the purge valve. And we're still in the same struggle. So I gotta keep doing my troubleshooting, trying to figure it out. But on a lighter note, I guess I'll introduce the car a little bit, since I couldn't fix the problem now. Alright, I'm going to start out with a little background info on the car. I got it back in 2013 off a gentleman that used to track the car on the weekends. The car actually had a roll cage, well, half a cage, an auto power half cage, and I took it off because I wanted to make it a practical car. If I wanted to throw some people in the back, I could. So I ended up trading the roll cage for some back seats, and what else did I trade it for? And the plastics in the back, the rear panels, because all those were cut up for the tubes. The car right now has a K28-3, the factory motor. The gentleman had dropped the valve while doing some track time, and he put full Ferrera valve train. I had originally put a K28 too, but I made the mistake of putting a stage 2 clutch with a heavy pressure plate, and I wore out the thrust bearings on the crank. So the engine right now is out of the car. I'm gonna rebuild it, put new thrust bearings, maybe some higher compression pistons, an NA build that I want to do. With some cams, some mild cams. But for now, it has a K28-3, and it does have the 6-speed Type S transmission with a 4.7 final drive, and it has a limited slip differential. My goal for this car is to be track worthy, to have fun with it, and to have the loudest VTEC in the planet. That's why I want to keep it NA. But that's with the A2 motor. I'm thinking about doing a Grady turbo kit that I have on the A3 motor. I mean, if it blows up, it blows up. But yeah, let me show you around the car. So yeah, like I said, factory K28-3 with some valve train. Valve train's pretty noisy. I don't know, it's always been like that since I've had it. Just the filter. It does have some Comtech goodies that I don't even think they sell anymore. It has a Comtech header, which you can't see. It is a 2002 model. It originally was 4-lug, and I put Type S front brakes, and I changed the rear hubs, so it's 5-lug now. And I got a really good deal on these Enkei Evo 8 wheels, and I was very fond of how they look. I first saw these on a couple of Type R's overseas in London, and I like the look, so I did it. The car also, when I picked it up, it was pretty much bone stock looking. It does have Tokiko D3 shocks, and I put some ground control coilovers to lower it a little bit more because it was on some H&R springs, and it still was like way too high, and it did have a lot of roll. I got that showstopper Mugen style lip, the Vision black housing lights. I'm not even sure if these are like legit Vision, like the old school, but they look nice. I did put the Honda red H's. I put the original, what is this, the HFP Performance side skirts. I got lucky, I found them in silver. I also got the spoiler. I think the spoiler and the side skirts were maybe like 4 or 5 years old too. Paint's still good on them. Paint's still good on the car. I mean, the car originally, I got it with 32,000 miles, and now it has just roughly over 60. That lip kit is also an eBay kit, an eBay lip. Those Enkeis look great on this car. I'm gonna be installing a camber kit soon for the front. It does have a new speed front sway bar and a rear new speed sway bar as well, with what is this thing called? The interior is pretty stock looking. I've tried to maintain it as best as possible. I don't know if the materials and like the European cars, you know, like the Volkswagens, when you paint the, I think that the dash, they use some type of paint, and just over time it starts to get sticky. Well, the EP is the same way. If you don't care for the dash, this starts to get, and don't put chemicals on it, because this gets really sticky. You can feel it already. I guess people, the guy who owned it before, he used to be on that Armor All life, and yeah, I don't really use Armor All. I try to use things that don't leave it shiny. I just clean it, wipe it. Everything else, oh, it does have the Type R onion boot, and I put a spoon shifter. The spoon is life. And that Type R airbag. It's its original steering wheel in excellent condition, but I wouldn't do much more than some Type R seats, maybe some Recaros, and that's it. I just want to keep it practical. I'm not all full-blown time attack car, nothing like that. So yeah, that was a little walk around in the car. This car has always been great. I'll probably never get rid of it. It's fun to drive, it's very nimble. They say that these things are like the worst handling cars. They aren't. I think I've had a lot of fun with the DC5. I've done some autocrosses with this car, and it gets loose with the rear bar. It lifts its leg up, so it's a pretty decent handling car. I want to get all the kinks dialed out of this car, so I can be able to take it to Homestead, maybe do some track days in it, because it does have the limited slip. It doesn't have much power with that K20A3. I've thought about doing a K24 off a TSX. That's an option too, until I build the K20. And I might consider doing the K24. That sounds like a good idea. But first I want to get all that misfiring business sorted out. I'm not sure. I was doing some research now, and I heard some people say stretch chain, but I mean, I don't rev my car like that. I daily drive my car normally. I don't rev the shit out of it all the time, so maybe the damage is done there from before. I mean, the car is old. But yeah, not much to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Didn't get to fix my problems. I'm gonna keep doing some research. I'm gonna ask some questions of some people and see if I can get it sorted out. Hopefully the next time that you see this car, it'll be fixed. But thanks for watching. Some updates coming soon on the DC2. I've put some work into it. Cleaned the interior panels. Just have to paint the trunk area. And I gotta sand down that rust that I found. And I have to get a wire wheel for that. But just stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching. Peace.